All right, we're starting a little bit early. Ben will join us in a few minutes, but welcome back to the Knives Fast channel. It's time for week in review for 6/1/6/23, also known as the 16th of June. So say hello to Ren and Stimpy, Powder Toastman, Log TV, Choo Choo, and Charlie Brown, and Gimli, me and you. And let's get started, guys. Let's do this. So again, week in review, and we are also going to have our buddy Ben from Jack Wolf Knives on. And why are we doing that? We're doing that because today is Gunslinger Day. So Jack Wolf Friday, we've got the Gunslinger Jack hitting stores today. SMKW, White Mountain Knives, traditional pocket knives, all the dealers, okay? And don't forget, if you do SMKW, you can get free shipping on this using SMKW Knives Fast. So really, really cool. All right, so there are a bunch of folks in here. And so let's do that, and we'll talk more about this. Oh, Father Tim is in here. David Iverson, fresh off of some minor surgery, is in here. Stephen Owens is in here. Very cool. Jaden Carver, hello, hello. Greg Maroney, Thomas McDonald, Joe Kasparek, channel member. Rusty Knife Lover, channel member. Joe's also, I did say Joe was a channel member, but anyway. Let's see. Jim Miller, another channel member. Very cool. Yeah, driving and listening. Gotcha. Tim B was the first one in here, of course, and he's giving you the info on the Gunslinger Jack. And let's see. Dean P is in here. KJ, I hate to see you, my friend KJ. Good to see another channel member. Mike Jernak, yes, sir. Hello, hello. I'm just sitting here flicking knives around, making a lot of noise over here. Oh, you know what? My mic is. Hold on, guys. I thought I was all settled away. Mrs. Knives Fast and I were at a brunch, so we just finished up, and I headed home real quick. Little lunch date, if you will. Matthew Russell, hello. Good to have you here. Another channel member. Also, Knife Nuts 69 channel member. Good to see you. Very, very cool to see everyone. 20 folks in here already. I forgot to fill my water back up, but maybe it'll be enough. All right, here we go. So yeah, let's just jump in. Yes, no, there was no tea and crumpets. There was coffee, and there was a hash with potatoes and bacon and avocado and tomatoes and onions and eggs and all the things you get in a hash and some toast. And yeah, good. She had a ham sandwich, but that's what I had. Got to have breakfast, even if it's late. That's actually what I prefer breakfast these days. My stomach doesn't like an early breakfast these days, so I just eat like something healthy, like oatmeal or cereal or something, and then yeah, do that later. But yeah, no, I did fill my belly. My belly is full. Very, very cool. Well, good to see each and every one of you folks. If anybody's lurking, just peek up and say hello, and we will give you a hello back, and then you can go back to lurking. All right. Sorry, work is asking me questions, but I will answer them in a moment. So, yeah, we're starting early. We'll see Ben from Jack Wolf Knives here in a few minutes just to talk a little bit about the Gunslinger and all things Jack Wolf. All right, who is that? Richard Kaufman. Hello, P&W Fun Stuff. Hello, hello. All right. Hey, Aries, what's going on, man? Oh, I appreciate that, man. Back to work. Thank you very much for popping in to let me know you like the microburst. And for those that don't know, if you go to tempestknives.com, there are plenty of microbursts left. Fortunately for you, unfortunately for me, I would like to see them start flying out of here, but it is what it is, and it's all good. But there are currently absolutely plenty of them remaining. So if you want one, definitely go check it out. Hey, Andrew, another channel member. Good to see you. Tell you what, guys, I was going to wait till after Ben, but I'm afraid he'll jump in right as I start doing it. We'll wait on the pocket check because he's only going to be here for 20 or 30 minutes. Hey, Keith the Knife Freak, another channel member. Hey, Ian, what's going on, man? Still need to pick up a spare. There you go, KJ. Hey, I got spares, brother. I got all the spares you need. I see Big Knives has a microburst. Yes. So I was standing at their booth, Tim. I had no idea. I was standing at their booth recording that video on their upcoming slip joints. And beside me, I heard a second guy from Big Knives talking to another customer, and he says, "Oh, so you like the microburst?" And I immediately went, and it doesn't look anything like my microburst. I had mine out there way before they had theirs out there. It is what it is. I've always liked the image of Jack Wolf knives, but not a slip joints fan. These locking models got me hooked. There you go, Steven. Very cool. Hey, Dopey, another channel member, lurking on a Friday. Good to see you, brother. Glad you are here. All right, so we'll wait for Ben. And by the way, the channel is currently sitting at 10,422 subs and 51 channel members. Thanks to each and every one of you. If you're a sub, thank you. If you're a sub and a channel member, thank you. Thank you. And you folks are awesome. Your support of the channel means a ton to me. I appreciate it very, very much. Hey, Freak Show, what's going on, my friend? Very good to see you as well. Interesting, Tim. That's interesting. Yeah, I like their slip joints. I hope the springs get a little bit, just a tad bit springier in the final production of the slip joints. They were really good. They did have some snap at the close, but they felt a little bit muddy on the open. So I just wish they were a little snappier. Hopefully they'll get it there. Guessing the rest is a lower CR. Yeah, probably. Especially on the budget or the more budgety Damascus. I would hope their high-end stuff is better than that. Hey, Fit a Bit, good evening or morning or afternoon or whatever it is for you. Good to see you. Hey, Joe Isabella. Hey, El Cap, what's going on? Hey, Alice. Dang, they're flying in, guys. There's 30 folks in here. Very, very cool. How you feeling today, David Iverson? I hope you're feeling good. Very cool. Rusty, I hope you're feeling well as well. And anybody else that's been struggling here and there, hope you're doing good. So, yeah, don't forget, Jack Wolf Gunslingers go on sale in about an hour, a little less than an hour now. And these things are pretty freaking fantastic. I got to admit, I love the slip joints, and I just wasn't sure how a bolster lock in these models would work. And they are absolutely phenomenal. You can get in there. It's really good, balanced feeling, really still maintaining the sliciness and the ergonomics. I'm not a big fan of a front flipper, but it just works. But for me, of course, it's the middle finger flick. And just listen to this, guys. Oh, look at that. Ben jumped in. Let's get him. You ready, Ben? Give me a thumbs up if you are, brother. Okay, cool. Are you rested up from your marathon live with Lefty last night?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. I went to bed late. Obviously, I ended up actually talking to Kevin for a while after.
Gotcha. We do that sometimes.
I woke up and it was like still dark outside. I'm like, please go back to sleep. Please go back to sleep. I woke up at 7, which is late.
I did that this morning. I woke up. Fridays usually the day works a little lighter, so I sleep in a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I woke up at like 5:30, and I'm like, seriously? Working from home today, don't even have to be up to like 7:30, and I woke up at 5 something.
That's always when that happens.
Yeah,
the day exactly. You're allowed to sleep in, you don't get to.
Yep, and it is Jack Wolf Friday, of course, which means we got some Jack Wolves dropping today at 2:00. Tell me, Ben, from your perspective, what am I looking at here?
Well,
I know what it is, but I want to hear your pitch.
It's a more modern interpretation of a timeless design. It takes the gun stock and it adds features that are really common only in the last anywhere from, 30 to 5 years. Like we've had frame locks for a while, but not bolster locks for a while. And the middle finger flick is only been around as long as people have been flicking Spyderco's open. And I don't know what the first knife to use a thumb flipper was, but they haven't been around that long.
No.
But at the end of the day, if you show someone this profile, you could easily mistake it for a slip joint.
Yeah, you very much could. Absolutely. And I think, like I was saying right when you came in, the bearings feel really good on this. Look, I'm not lefty. I'm not going to sit here and go, well, you need more balls and blah, 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 whatever. You know what? It is what it is. To me, when I flick this open, it is very smooth. And I wouldn't expect a very thin hollow blade to drop. I would never expect that. We always talk about this in the knife design game. When you buy one feature, sometimes you lose another feature. And so to me, what you've done here is you've given me a very thin hollow blade. And so you lose the weight of the blade. And so, of course, even with skiffs, this thing is not going to be a super dropper. And I don't need it to be. I know Kevin apparently does, but we're all different in the way we look at things. But here's the thing, Ben, you've done something that I didn't expect. And what that is I've gotten used to carrying slip joints now. Okay. So I'm carrying typically a bigger pocket clip knife, modern knife, a maybe smaller pocket clip knife. And then I'm dropping a slip in the bottom of the pocket and carrying one of your slip joints or another slip joint if I have one. But what I thought was interesting the other day, I don't know if you noticed this, on Monday, I carried a bigger knife. I carried this in the pocket, and then I still carried one of your slip joints. So what you've done is you've made this my secondary on a clip. And I actually told you at the show, I thought, oh, I'll just take the clip off and put it in a slip. I think I'm leaving the clip because now that's going to give me more carry options. And I can carry two of your knives now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty cool. I actually, you'll remember when we first started talking about it, I thought the clip idea on your knives was silly. But this is cool. And you made the clip low profile enough it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, a lot of thought went into all of this for sure. And
you said you've been working on it for over a year, so it sounds like it.
a year to bring it to life. And I wanted it to be appealing to the modern knife guy who just doesn't want to spend that kind of money on a slip joint. Like, I totally get it, right? We're a niche in the niche.
Yep.
But I did not want to build this as some kind of like big, kind of chunky tactical knife. I wanted it.
Right. This is still a pocket knife.
It's still a Jack Wolf knife.
Yep.
You know? Oh, you froze. Is that me or you?
I'm not froze on my end, guys. Are we froze? Let me know. Nobody expected it. Exactly.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Do you hear me?
You can hear me. Let me know.
Yep.
Oh, KC, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, it froze for a minute.
That was weird. Yeah, I was still okay on my end. They're saying all good on my end. So
all right.
maybe it's something on your end, but I'm not sure.
All right. Anyway.
Then did you see the video I sent to the Jack Wolf Instagram? I'm not sure if you're still on that or not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on it every day. I check. I manage the inbox. I don't always see
everything.
Videos. I don't always see the posts I get tagged in. Did you send me?
They're saying neither of us froze.
Okay, cool. So Jeremy, if you sent me a DM, I should have seen it. I mean, it's possible I missed it. The inbox volume has grown quite a bit. But
yep. Yeah, I imagine as much as the knives you have out there that you're answering a lot of questions every day or giving a lot of answers or whatever it is.
Well, the other thing too is every time someone tags you in a story or a post,
he said it was a DM.
Okay, Jared, I'll make a note and look after the stream.
Yep, you're good. Yeah, so that's, I think people are getting tired of me saying that, Tim B. I have said a couple times that Ben keeps pulling rabbits out of his hat. And I'm not blowing smoke. We're friends, and I don't really care about that part. When it comes to reviewing knives, I'm honest. I give what I think. I mean, Heck, I have a couple of knives in right now that people sent me to review, and I'm chewing on a few things. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. And so if you did something that I didn't like, I would point it out. As a matter of fact, you and I both know that I made probably a little big deal about the not the low drag, Casey, the the one that had the blade sort of sticking up a little bit.
Oh, the laid back.
Yeah, the laid back. It kind of poked me in the finger a couple times, and I made that. So my point is, all I'm trying to say here is, from an honest perspective, you're shocking the crap out of me over and over again, and I don't know how else to say that. The feel good, when I first saw it, I was like, okay, I like this. But when I got that thing in the hand, it has become my absolute favorite. I'm carrying that thing all the time, and I like a lot of the ones you're doing, of course, most of them. But that one's really resonated with me for some reason. I don't know. But then this thing, now I can carry this as a secondary, and then the feel good also. And somebody said, yes, Casey, you can carry more than 3 knives. Look, I got to keep my pants up. Okay. So I know some of you guys, like Bluminati, carries like 83 knives a day. So I don't know how in the world you guys do it. For me, 3 is about my limit. Because I got other stuff. I got work keys, I got wallet, I got notebook, I got pen, I got all the things you carry. And so, I would like to keep my pants up. So, but yeah, Ben, I think Tim has it exactly right. You're kind of a wizard here. And I think what has made it more fun, that I both hate and I love, is that you're popping these things as surprises. I think it's really cool, but I also would like to just discuss this with you up front because it's fun. But anyway, but I'm glad you're doing it that way. I really am, because it's been fun to just be shocked.
Well, yeah, and there's a lot. I put pretty much all my time and my heart and soul into all of this, right? And so, fortunately for me, a lot of people are into what I'm doing, and I think that's pretty cool.
That is cool. Can we talk about something real quick? I want to back up for a second. And again, you know me, Ben, I never pull punches with you. I always ask you the questions that people ask. So what do you think about this right here? Is that correct in Europe?
So so the price in Europe for a slip joint is 325 euro.
Okay.
The price for a Gunslinger in Europe is 375 euro. So it's in the US, we're at 300 and 350 respectively. Now, it costs a hell of a lot more to get these things over to Europe.
100%.
First of all, the shipping is very expensive, so that's an incremental increase per knife. And then there's also an importation tax that is charged. And so, and their overhead is obnoxious in Europe, because doing business in Europe is expensive. So if the 410 is the conversion, 375, I'm going to do it, EUR to USD. Yes, I understand it's $410 compared to the 350 in the US if you do the conversion. But do you want to try to save like $15 by buying it in the US and then importing it into Europe?
And then you're still going to pay that import tax, right?
You're going to pay the import tax, you're going to pay that, and it's going to be, you risk it getting seized.
Right.
So,
that's what I was going to say. At least you're having an easier time getting the bulk of boxes there, right? I agree. David, I have
froze on my screen again, but I'm going to go over here to the
I hear you.
Google.
That's weird, man. Yeah, I still hear you, Ben.
There we go.
So something's weird. Something's weird. I don't know, but I still keep hearing you the whole time when you say. But yeah. So guys. And by the way, everybody asking about my belt. I have a Core Essentials belt. My belt is not actually going to fall off. My pants aren't. I'm just saying I got enough weight. Okay, I don't. I'm good. I don't want to carry 87 knives. And plus, what am I going to use 87 knives for in a given day? So it's good. But my point was 3's about my carry. And so, yeah, Ben, you and I both know, I mean, to me, knowing so much, seeing so many knives these days and seeing the prices. Let me give you another example, okay? I'm going to give you an example of a knife that's imported, actually. So this is a Kershaw, okay? So I reviewed a while back the Kershaw this is the iridium, and the original one was in aluminum. And these were priced like, I think, $75 with, I don't remember, D2 steel. Okay, so it was D2 steel. They were like $75. So this one Kershaw sent me, and this is actually titanium and 20 CV. Okay, now these are made in China and they're imported. These are not USA Kershaws. And so people are immediately assuming, and I've gotten so many comments, why aren't these around 100 or 125 bucks, which I find to be crazy. Even with an imported knife, this is titanium. These are slabs of titanium. This is 20 CV. I can tell you right now, as a guy who prices knives for myself to sell, I'm not going to get this to you guys any less than 170 or 160 or 170. There's no way. And so these are selling for 170 exclusive to Kershaw next Tuesday. And you know, I guess what I'm trying to say is I feel like I have a better grasp than I ever have of what things cost and what things, you know, realistically sell for. And I think your knives are in a very realistic range. I mean, you know, and I get those, you know, every time I post one of your videos, there's 2 or 3 people saying you know, way too high or whatever. But I think we all have to take a step here for a minute and realize the cost of things. It's just, and Ben's turning around. He's getting charged the thing. He's marking it up a certain amount, and same thing for me. And it is what it is. We're charging what we can charge.
Yeah, I'm charging the minimum amount to make this worth it. I'm not charging the maximum amount I think I can get. Like, I could try to cut corners and make it cheaper, but then it's not as special, and that's not what I want to put my name on. So I think ultimately we can, I mean, it's a conversation that never goes away, but
it won't.
Here's a true testament.
But I also don't feel like I have to defend it every time, and I haven't been.
It's really not, it's the kind of thing. If someone asks a question, genuine question, why? Well, it's worth having the conversation.
Yep, I agree.
But if someone's just going to gripe about it, it's like, this knife isn't for you. If you look at that and you don't see the value, if that doesn't make sense to you, don't buy it.
Yep.
I'm not offended. You know.
Hey, Michael Morgan. Yeah, no, and again, I didn't mean to belabor that, but so Ben, what is, you know, again, what was your biggest challenge moving from? Okay, so you and I've talked a lot about, and again, I want to design a slip joint at some point, but it's not my priority right now. You know, the tang design on a slip joint being very important, but now you have this locking interface. You know, what was, I guess, your most challenging part about this? And I also want to hear your take. And again, I don't disagree with you, so don't take this the wrong way. But same thing Kevin talks about is, I'm a big passionate person on lock bar access, and you've maintained, you know, kind of your look here. And so I kind of want to know, you know, and again, by the way, I don't have any problem disengaging the lock. Let's be real here. No problem. I can disengage that lock. I can't always front flip it though, because I suck at that. But, you know, so just give me your, you know, your challenging part of going to a locking knife and kind of the lines in the sand that you drew and why.
Yeah. Okay. So where do you want to start there? Let's start with the challenge of the design. Okay. Right. So first of all, got to give credit where credit is due. And I talked about this last time in the live. I don't know if you were there for that.
I heard a little bit of this. Yeah.
Chris Ortiz from Cerberus Knives, who's a friend of mine. He's
really good dude.
California. Yep. He and I like trade. We share intellectual property with each other. We help each other out in a meaningful way. And so kind of my end of that is I sort of mentor him on how to set up and run his business effectively, how to plan for the future, how to organize his documentation, how to engage with his dealers. Like, I mentor him on business.
All things.
And in exchange for that, he mentors me on design.
Right.
And specifically on these locking knives. So if I had to sit down and do this on my own, it just would have taken a hell of a lot longer, because I would have had to disassemble all the locking knives I own and ask like a bunch of different people a bunch of different questions. I'm quite confident I would have got there on my own, but having these like design sessions where we would get on Zoom, you know, and like walk through the process together, and that way I could like understand sort of live real time as we're doing things, you know, like why do we put the stop pin there? Like how do we know when to start and stop the track? How, you know, what angle do we do this lock bar at? Like all this shit that I learned doing this. So, you know, it's not always what you know, it's also who you know. It's about being willing to think outside the box on how to solve the problems you have. You don't always need to throw money at something to solve it. You know, sometimes you have something to offer someone and maybe they have something to offer you. So, and I would say the hardest part of designing this was it just really came together good, dude, because like, in other words, I knew I wanted to have a thumb flipper. I knew I wanted to have a middle finger flick, you know, and I looked at the Sharpshooter and I was like, you could just see it when you looked at the slip joint, like how this was going to come together.
Yep.
And then it was just the refinement is what took the most time. Like the version 1 prototype was rough around the edges. We had to dial in the chamfers. We had to dial in the detent. I had to dial in the size of the bolsters. I had to dial in kind of the flutes and all this. It was like, you know, it's like making a sculpture and like starting with kind of a rough shape and then keep coming back and like just a little bit more, just a little bit more. Like if you're making a sculpture of like a beautiful woman or something, it's like, okay, let's make her cheekbones look a little more attractive. And let's like, you know, work on the butt a little more. Like, let's make this, let's keep working these areas until everything really pops. So it was just we didn't rush it. And we took the opportunity to iterate and examine and iterate and examine. And I think that's why this is good, is because it was not rushed to the market. It was iterated until I could honestly look at it and say, this thing's freaking cool. You know, like there was,
that's a great feeling when you get there. That's all.
Yeah. I just had the confidence. I'm like, it's not perfect. Obviously there's feedback I'm going to get that I'm just not seeing, but I like it. Like, I think this is as good as I can do on my first shot. That's how I felt. There's like 3 versions of that pocket clip, dude. That pocket clips, they frustrate me, to be completely honest with you.
Understood.
You know, and it's a kind of thing where you'll never please everybody with your pocket clip.
Never.
You know? So it's like, gosh, how do you maintain a design aesthetic, still have functionality, and, you know, more or less satisfy enough people with this thing? Now, let's tackle your second question, which is the lock bar access, and more specifically, the design aesthetic. So as a designer, you know this, everything is a give and take. You're balancing
always
performance and ergonomics and the sort of human factor, like the use factor, with an artistic expression and an aesthetic. So like if you designed a knife simply for ergonomics, it could just look like a blob, you know? It might be super comfortable in the hand, but it also might not look special. And the fact of the matter is, like, if I'm going to interpret if it's a modern interpretation of timeless designs, I have to the extent possible, maintain the look. All right. Now, when it comes to lock bar access, well, what does that ultimately mean? It means scalloping this area here.
Yep.
Right. And to me, it's like, okay, why? Specifically, why? If the lock bar was inaccessible, then you don't have a choice. You got to be able to disengage the lock bar. But if it's just to improve access to the lock bar, it's like, why do we need to improve access to the lock bar? Is it so it's easier to play with? Well,
I think that's it for most of us. I mean,
that answer is not good enough for me to ruin my lines.
Right.
Now, if it was like, dude, the lock bar access on this sucks, like you got to do something. Okay, well, maybe we have to make a compromise there. But yeah, I don't find, once you get the hang of this, you can do the lock bar. Could it be easier to play with? Sure. But am I going to compromise the design aesthetic? No. If you want to do that on yours, go ahead.
Right.
You know, and here.
the example I would give is I decided the same thing, of course, on this guy on the Mach 51 because I didn't want to lose this, right here. But in this case, I should have improved the lock bar access, and I just stood tight on it. In your case, no, I don't have any problem disengaging. Is it as quick to get to as some? No. Is that important? Not really.
It's a compromise. It's like
yeah.
something has to give.
Right.
You can't always have your cake and eat it. Someone said, what are my thoughts on jimping? So this is jimped. And, some good feedback I've gotten is like, some people are like, dude, add one more jimp. I'm like, I think I could probably, I don't see any reason I couldn't.
Yeah, you could. That would put you right in line with the plunge if you did that.
Yeah, as long as I'm not interfering with the plunge.
Yep.
But the factory might be like, dude, that plunge moves because we're grinding these by hand, so we don't want to put that jimp there. It's one thing I'm going to ask them about.
Yep.
Honestly, I don't feel too strongly one way or another on jimping. I think it gives a cool look on this, and because it is the flipper, you need it there.
Yep. Totally agree. All right.
Go ahead.
No. Here's the question, Ben. How do you use top grade materials and keep the weight down? And was that the most difficult hurdle to overcome?
This thing, as far as a weight standpoint, I mean, we're talking 2.9 ounces on a 3 1/4 inch blade. Like, it's stellar. And there's really two major things we got going here for us. It's the use of titanium, which is obviously light. The fact that it's pocketed out for carbon fiber scales, those are also light. But these blades weigh very little compared to several other modern knives you're used to playing with. And that, like Casey was saying earlier, is the reason you don't get a guillotine. Right. I mean, it'll still fall.
Oh, yeah. Mine still needs to break in a little bit, but it'll get there.
Yeah, and Casey, like, I think if anything at the factory, they probably err on tightness in the pivot over looseness.
Yep. Which is fine with me, actually.
Yeah, and I'm just simply saying, like, it will break in, but keep it lubricated. And if you want,
it doesn't matter to me.
Start with the pivot, but
2/3 of the time I'm closing it like this because it's actually even more fidgety for me to sit there and do that.
Yeah.
So everybody's different, and that's the biggest problem we faced, Ben, is that everybody likes something different. I had a poll up this week about what steel I should put on this, and it was nearly split, but it wasn't completely split. And it's funny how some people are here and some people are there, and it was literally a $15 price difference.
Right.
So it's kind of funny, and it's hard to do. Mine is broken in, falls great considering the lightweight of the blade, says Freak Show. Very cool. But yeah, guys, so don't forget, these go up. And by the way, Ben, this is my favorite. The middle finger flick and the sound of this thing locking up, and then that little ting when it unlocks. It's so flipping cool. So yeah, but don't forget, 2 p.m., all the dealers. If you guys don't know the dealers, let me share my screen again. All you got to do is go to the, I'm zoomed way in here. Go to the top of his page, hit the menu, and right at the top of the menu, it says authorized dealers. And you just look at that, and that gives you the list of all the dealers. You guys probably have one you prefer, but if you don't, like if you're going SMKW or traditional pocket knives or whatever, and suddenly the one you want is gone, here's the list of everywhere you can go. And I'm not kidding. This guy's got a ridiculous list of dealers. So it's just check it out. Oh, wait, you got an Australia now. I didn't realize that.
Look, I need to underline the word Australia. I just noticed that.
Oh, dang it. Look what I did to you. But yeah, so definitely check out the website. That's the place to find, but they will not be available for sale on the website. But something else to point out, Ben's got stuff for sale this time. Ben, you want to tell us what you're actually selling on your website in relation to this knife?
Yeah, and we're running low. I've got the Northwood slips and size specifically for the Gunslinger, tobacco, black, and natural. And then I've got the skiffs. Now, we can talk about the skiffs a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Common question is, do I need those? And the answer is no, you don't need them. And then the next question is, why would I buy them? And it's like, well, the answer to that is theoretically they do provide improvement. And I think
a few more balls, a little closer together.
More balls.
Yeah.
And more balls means more surface area.
Yep. Yep.
And so will you see an increase in performance? I think that depends on how you define performance. Is it an upgrade? Yes. Is it an upgrade you need to make? No. But do some people want the best bearing possible? That's why they're there. You know, would I recommend them? Probably not.
Right.
You know? But it depends on what you want. If you want the best bearing possible, then yes, I recommend them.
So don't take this the wrong way, because it's not meant the wrong way. It's going to sound kind of terrible. I don't mind taking knives apart, but after watching Kevin's video and mine being as good as it is, I don't think I'm going to screw with it. You know what I'm saying? I personally weigh, okay, so if I got a knife and I didn't like the performance of the action, then sure, I'd go put skiffs in it. For example, there are some Chinese-made knives that have a little, what I would call, you feel the balls. You understand what I'm saying? When you're closing it, you kind of feel the transition from ball to ball to ball. And you kind of feel, not a grind, but it's kind of like a on the bearings. Sure, you should go change those, you know. But with this knife being fairly intricate, if yours comes as smooth as mine did, which I'm sure it will, you don't need to do it. You just don't need to take this apart. I mean, it's just it's silly in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, especially if you use glue like a friend of ours.
Yeah. No, I've taken, you know, I have a disassembly video on my website and on all the listings. I was able to successfully take this apart and reassemble it without any of the struggles Kevin had.
Right.
So it's not that it's difficult, but at the same time, dude, I'm with you. I don't like to take things apart unless I have a.
If they need it, then do it. If
Right,
they don't, just leave it alone. That's where I'm at.
And ultimately, I would not sell these with substandard bearings in them.
No.
You know, I just wouldn't. So
I mean, when you can sit here and you can move a knife and you're not feeling any kind of like bumping, you're not feeling, I mean, it's very smooth. Okay. It may not be as droppy, but if it's smooth, the bearings are not your problem.
Right.
Or not a problem, if that makes any sense. It's not dropping because of the weight of the blade.
Well, and also it could, like pivot.
And you said
pivot tension is a huge part of friction, you know, in these knives.
And
so
then then now we're back to the, do I loosen it, and am I going to end up with a little blade play and that kind of stuff? Am I going to end up with a centering problem? To me, just leave it the crap alone. If it's centered and it's smooth, leave it alone. But that's just mine.
Well, and you know what? I look at it as like options are good. If you want options, I will provide them for you. Bottom line.
And that's the thing. You got all kinds of people in this community. And again, if you told me right now, Ben, if you called me and you go, hey, take this apart, I want you to look at something on yours and put it, I'll do it. Okay. I don't have a problem with that. It's not going to bother me. I take knives apart all the time.
Right.
I've taken 1,000 pinions, not 1,000. I've taken a bunch of pinions and a bunch of microbursts apart. I've taken apart my my Jetstream prototype. I have no problem taking apart and putting the knife back together. I would be fine with it, but I just don't do it if I don't need to. If that makes sense.
Casey, I'm going to answer. Is it cool if I go back in the chat and answer?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
All right.
I'm sure I missed some, so go for it.
So there's some discussion about Deadwood knives. They had them up early. They had, I think, one color overpriced. Obviously, they were not authorized to do any of that. I have it on my list to follow up with him today. He's one of my new dealers. He primarily sells in his brick and mortar store. It could just be like an honest mistake or misunderstanding. So it's on my list. If, you know, that shouldn't happen again. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yep. I figured you saw that. I didn't want to point it out. I wanted to.
No, it's fine. I mean, look, like, you know, humans make mistakes. I woke up to a little bit of a shitstorm this morning because in Europe, Knives and Tools accidentally put the Gunslingers up for the slip joint prices. And, you know, my German and my French dealer are like, hey, what the hell is that all about? You know? And so, but you can understand how that would happen. The knives have been the same price for basically a year. So someone just probably copied and pasted the price, you know, and they immediately fixed it. So we're all humans, man. We make simple mistakes pretty often.
Yep,
right?
I agree.
So
now, if it happens a second time, then we'll think it's sinister.
Yeah, well, then it starts to become negligence at that point.
Right,
you know?
Exactly.
So anyway,
so and these sold real well at Blade Show, didn't they?
Yeah, I sold all the ones I brought.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's really great.
So I will address Deadwood Knives, guys. And you know, and I would like to say, if anybody sees something that's not right, do not hesitate to just shoot me a DM and let me know, because I jump on the shit quick.
Yep.
Now, someone asked, where did I see it? I thought locking blades, this is Joe. I thought locking blades were prohibited in Europe. So let's put UK aside for a second, because they have slightly different rules. But Germany, Netherlands, France, they can own them. There's just prohibitions on carrying them. And it's a lot of gray area stuff over there. I know a lot of the guys carry them. It's just the kind of thing where, like, if you give a cop a reason to mess with you, depending on what you were doing at the time or how you present yourself and things like that, probably depends on if they will mess with you or what their mood is at that time. So I can't speak for, I'm not a lawyer in Europe, but I do know for a fact they can own them. So yeah, exactly, Jeremy. Like, people make mistakes. So then someone says, Tim said I need to leave enough money for shampoo and conditioner.
Yep, I saw that.
Yep, conditioner's expensive, the good stuff.
I wouldn't know. I have no idea.
I started using my wife's conditioner when I started growing the back out, because my comb and brush would get stuck in there. And my wife's like, use my conditioner. I'm like,
again, I don't know what that's all about. I've saved so much money on shampoo and conditioner, I don't even know.
Thomas McDonald asked a very good question. Is there a chance to have a lower cost line with similar haptics, but lower spec materials? I appreciate what you're doing, just can't afford it now. I've been thinking a lot about that, Tom, and I think that would be a logical progression over time. That kind of thing has to be done with a tremendous amount of thought and consideration on the business side of things, because people have to understand what you're doing and why, and it has to make sense in sort of the whole ecosystem of what you're offering people. So I would say I'm interested in the idea. It requires further thought and development, but seems to be a logical way to proceed.
Yep.
Let's see what else.
I think we got most of the rest of them.
Okay. But someone asked for a comparison with the Devo Stout. I don't have one. I
got one right here. I was gonna get up, but hold on. You keep talking for a second. I'll get it.
I got you. I can yap. When will we see a Jack Wolf Knives with a Kickstop? We were talking about that last night, Tim. Kickstop has to be licensed from the dude who's in charge of that. The thing I'm not too keen on a Kickstop is that in the closed position, you've got that tab sticking out. And, they're pretty close. Obviously the Stout's just beefier in general.
Yeah. And if you do it this way, it's way thicker.
Yeah, so the guns, like in length, they're similar, but the Gunslinger is just going to be more elegant, I think, and the Stout is going to be more sort of hard use oriented. But as Jeremy mentioned, and Jeremy, I do remember seeing your video. You were cutting the pallet corners and stuff and popping straps, right? And then there's a couple videos like Donnie B All Day and Scab. I haven't watched his video yet. He just put it up, but they're hard using these bad boys, and they're getting the job done. So Tim, back to the Kickstop thing. Maybe in the future, maybe on a different type of knife, but I don't want to have a flipper tab out the back. I don't think, especially with 3 ways to open it otherwise. Did I say that right? Fibidabit. After Ben's answer about the price, I will buy one. Now I have to decide which one. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate your question. It lets us have a respectful conversation about what can sometimes be a sensitive topic. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, and that's literally been, I think that's the most impressive thing about you from day one. You haven't shied away from the price questions. You've explained manufacturing costs, taxes, blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is, you've explained each of those things. And I think that helps people to understand. Sometimes we have to get to the point that we trust each other, and we can't do that without having a conversation.
Yeah, and I'm the kind of guy, I like to understand things. Like, I don't like unanswered questions in my own mind. So I will take the time to answer, explain, teach, because I think we're all better off in that kind of situation. So
You're just asking about the bolster lock area here.
Yeah, definitely a little bit different. Now, Andrew makes a good recommendation. He says, one thing I could suggest to improve the use of the lock bar would be add a little jimping on the lock bar. That way you don't break your lines, but improve functionality. That's an interesting thought. If you look at this,
like scalloping on the inside of that chamfer.
Yeah, or just some kind of like milling lines in that little.
Yep, in the chamfer. Yep.
Yeah. Now, the problem with this chamfer on the lock bar, and you can't see it very good, but it comes very close to the lock bar insert.
Oh, it absolutely does. Yep.
So the moon shaped, I guess like half moon shaped chamfer in there is about as big as it can get. So you might be able to add some lines in there. I don't know how.
Oh yeah. You'd have to, the lines would have to, yeah. What he's talking about, guys, let's see if you can see it.
Excuse me.
Come on, Casey. I got where I could see it, but I don't know if I can get it where you guys can see it. Literally the lowest part of that moon shape. Let's go from the other side.
Yeah.
The lowest part, man, I can't angle everything right. The lowest part of that, the lock bar insert, is right there.
And in fact, the lock bar insert has a curve in it that follows that.
It absolutely does.
So I don't have any room to make that chamfer bigger. Now, I could make the chamfer bigger on the show side, but that doesn't really do you much, doesn't really do you any good. And not that much bigger because it's already getting super close to the carbon fiber. So trust me, like when I say I did spend a lot of time thinking about that situation, although a little bit of milling might not be bad there. So suggestion noted, Andrew. And I like your.
Yeah, I've been thinking this would be really cool. And you've addressed this before, but man, would that look, can you imagine right in the middle of that show side having a nice wolf head? That would be so cool. But there's issues.
Yeah. Well, if it's not perfect, then it just gives.
And you're contoured here. So it's
correct.
It's very hard.
Think about what kind, like in an otherwise, I'll never call these perfect, but in an otherwise excellent knife, if you have poor shield fitment, you will never not see it. It will drive people nuts. Let's see.
Have you run across anybody with chipping issues in the thin blades?
No, I'm going to knock on wood here. I have not had, let's see, in the thousands of knives that have been sold, I had one M390 blade crack on a Sharpshooter, one.
I remember you showing that. I think that was maybe that it got burnt a little bit, but
actually JB. It was JB's. Like if you have the blade, it like split right up the middle. It didn't break into two pieces, but it cracked. I just gave him a new one, And then I'm trying to think. Someone in my Facebook group, Lynn, he took his Feel Good, which the tip is almost like a freaking like a piece of paper.
Yeah.
He got it under a pill bottle and he tried to pry it and he snapped the littlest piece of the tip off, which I had Corey repair for him at no charge. And aside from that, I've not seen, gosh, I feel like I'm jinxing myself. I've not seen any of those like half moon shaped chips that people get.
Yeah, right.
I've had a handful of people who have had some blade wrap. They send it in, I fix it for them. But no, like the heat treats, and the heat treat's good when there's several thousand of these things out there, and I'm not hearing really not getting complaints about the steel. So Treddy Roth in there in Switzerland, he says, love mine, breaking in beautifully, no stick, nice and smooth. I'm glad to hear it. And I would say, guys, with this knife, give it a chance to break in. And I don't mean a day, like play with it for a couple weeks and really let the mated parts, get to know each other and find their sweet spot. And don't be afraid to use some lubrication where
they come a little dry. I mean, they do put oil in them, but
they do
dry out pretty quick.
They do, and the oil's migrating out of the damn pivots.
Yep.
By the time they get to me, because I'm wiping oil off bolsters like
Same.
on every damn night. Super annoying.
I think it's the oil they use over in China too.
Jeremy
and I have spent a lot of time talking about that.
Yeah.
Whatever they use doesn't stay put.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I mean, I sent my guys nano oil 10 weight, like a bunch of tubes. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's
transit.
Yeah.
It's just in transit. I think the pressure in the plane, like something, just gravity or whatever, it's super frustrating. That's why I started oiling all the slip joints.
Cheeto, I'd like to answer your question this way. Once you've been bit by a jackwolf, you are much more careful. I got filleted by the vampire, like filleted. I probably had a 10-minute lecture with my daughter, Ben. I don't know if you saw this last night, but Tori Casey in our chat sent Ashlyn a pink cyborg.
Oh, really?
I had a 10 or 15-minute conversation. This is not a toy. And I showed her the scar on my thumb. And she's like, oh, yeah, you can't see it on camera. But trust me, there's a half moon shape right here on my thumb where I filleted that open. Mm-hmm. And it hurt for 3 weeks. Even after it's sealed back, it hurt. So you're just more careful with them. And that goes with any knife. It doesn't matter if it's a jackwolf. It doesn't matter if it's a slip joint. It's a very finely ground, thin, hollow edge is going to cut. Yeah. It's just so, no, I've just been way more careful. I don't walk with an open jackwolf ever. That was what I was doing that day that it filleted me, is I walked and it fumbled out of my hands. And so I don't. If I'm taking pictures and I have one open, I don't move. I close it. I walk to the next location, open it back up. So I just am way more careful. So no, it hasn't bit me yet. But again, like Ben said, we're jinxing it here. So is Ben rocking some hockey hair?
Right. Yep.
Yeah. Well, Ben, I know you said you had 20 or 30 minutes and we've already gone over that. Anything else you want to say? I don't want to keep you forever.
No, let me just scroll real quick and see.
But I love how you feel that you need to answer these questions. It's great. So thank you, Tori. She's loving the dang thing, especially that bazooka pink. Tori's a great dude, man. He really, really is. And Tori takes the idea of how many knives can one guy have, and he likes buying them, but then he also is like, somebody else should have this. So I think that's really cool that you do that.
Let's see.
Knives are fidget toys, but you better just be smart about it. That's all.
Would you ever consider a crossbar lock? It's not my immediate plans to kind of get funky with. If anything, the next type of locking knife I would do would probably be a more traditional lockback, because they would suit my designs, right, and because they'd appeal more to my original audience of traditional, yep, knife people, or people who are, willing to try more traditional knives. So that would probably be where I would go next before I started doing the more.
Yeah, that's exciting to me too. I love the idea of. There's a lot of really good lockbacks out there, and there's just something about that snap.
Yes,
lockback.
Oh yeah,
just feels. I had a Kubi of all things recently with a tail lock, they call it. And man, just that snap into that lock just feels so cool.
It is. It like vibrates through your hands. It's like a really loud click, and if it's well done, the opening and closing is like two glass rods, like it's super smooth and almost like a target trigger.
Yeah, I have had some that were crap, but if they're done right, it's so smooth and it feels like they're very secure.
Yeah. I mean, there's better locks out there, but at the end of the day, if it's a well-made, God, come on, they've been making well-made lockbacks for centuries. Like they're good to go. Someone said, "What color do I think will sell out first?" Interestingly,
Yeah, we haven't talked about that yet.
So far in Europe, the gold is selling out the fastest.
I got to tell you, that's my second favorite. You guys know the blue has to be first, but that gold, gold. I'm working on a knife with gold dark matter, my next one after the Jetstream, and I just think that's phenomenal looking. It's beautiful.
Yeah, gold, gold, green and blue and purple. It's hard to, I think pink will come in last. As far as the other ones, dude, I don't know. It's such a personal preference thing.
By the way, you know what my other favorite part of this knife is? And I usually don't ever say this with a locking knife because I prefer a short backspacer and open, but you doing this to make it still look like a slip joint was a phenomenal idea. To me, for this knife, that looks like it's supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
And when I first saw it, I wasn't sure. But then when you see it in the open position like that, you're like, yeah, I get it. That makes perfect sense.
Especially when you put it with your sharpshooter, like if you wanted to carry the pair,
right?
And you've got your sharpshooter and you've got this, like this would look weird to me with a partial, I don't know what you even call one that's not full length, but a partial length backspacer or standoffs,
quarter length or half length or whatever.
Yeah. And I don't know, man. I mean, that's one of the cool things is the contrasting backspacer. Even on the slip joints, you get the satin steel versus the blasted tie. I was like, how do I not do that?
Yep, I agree.
Okay, someone said, let's see, was a discussion about a scaled down Venom Jack something that is likely to happen? That one's, I don't know why not, man. Like, I've got to get some more designs going, and it's a really logical one to do a mini version of. I don't have a lot of smaller knives out there yet, so I don't know what the demand is for those, but I'm interested in that. So let's just say it is something that may happen.
Cool. And we all know, by the way, we know, guys, you have to listen to what Ben says, because like 2 months ago on my live stream, he said, I'll have to think about doing a knife with a pocket clip. And he'd already been working on one for 8 months. Right. So just he's trying to keep secrets. I don't know how you do it, dude. That's the biggest problem for me. The reason I have one right now that's a secret. No, I have two that are secrets, and I can't do it. It'll come out before, because I just can't do it. But good for you, man.
Yeah, you got to take everything I say with a grain of salt.
You do.
Because I will not ruin surprises. I've said this before, and it's like when people ask you when you're watching a movie with them that you've seen before, and they ask you like, oh, what's going to happen? Or when does he die? It's like, I'm not telling you that. If I tell you, it'll ruin the damn movie.
My wife does that all the time. She'll say, wait, what is that all about? What's going to happen here? And I'm like, what? And she's like, I want you to tell me. And I'm like, yeah, it'll ruin the movie. And then finally she'll talk me into it. She go, well, why'd you tell me that? Now I don't even need to want to sit here and watch it. And I'm like, see, loose lips, KC. Yep, snitches get stitches. There you go, Michael. Michael is my arch nemesis now. He does all these shorts with me saying dumb things, which is really easy to find.
Those YouTube videos are absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Casey, I think it's time for me to go. I'm gonna all my dealer websites and start.
So guys, don't forget, 5 minutes. These will be on dealers. We'll stay live probably till quarter after, just so we can see if you guys are getting them. And Ben, you have a great one, my friend. And maybe it'll work out for a Monday night live next time you have a drop. We'll see.
I think it will. It's just been a couple unusual circumstances where I was traveling.
Man. No problem. I get it. I just enjoy talking to you longer. That's all I was trying to say. So, but have a good one, and good luck with the sales today, as everybody's saying. So hope it all goes well.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, man.
You guys are the best.
Have a great one. All right, guys. Ben from Jack Wolf Knives. Hope anybody who wants to get one of these today is able to do so. If you are thinking about getting one, drop real quick in the chat what flavor you're looking at getting, what color, whatever. Just curious who's looking at what. And yeah, some of these are going to go pretty fast. You're right. Yeah, I do not, Joe. I wish I did. There were 3 knives last night I found that I wanted to buy. By the way, let me just say this. And this, I've ruined it. I'm ruining it because I haven't even posted the unboxing yet. But the Ace Jutland, I will have one of these. Okay, this is yours, you guys. Somebody's gonna win this. This will be an SMKW affiliation giveaway. This is probably one of the favorite knives I've had in the hand ergonomically in a long time. This thing is great. I will buy one of these. So, yeah, maybe they'll come out with a titanium version of this. I would love that. That would be phenomenal if they did that. I don't have a problem with micarta. I like micarta. Just I dirty it up real bad and it ends up looking like garbage. And yeah, I know when you use your knives, but I don't know. This would definitely be a big time user for me. And this is like the Sonoma got bigger ergonomically. It's exactly what this is. Yeah, probably not, Cheeto. They probably won't. Very cool, Renee Roman. Let me know. Did anybody say which one they're getting? Let's see. Purple Haze for High Tide. Very cool. Very, very cool, guys. So let's go through a couple things because, like I said, I can't be on here forever. I got to do some work. There you go, Dopey. Yeah, I know, Tori. I know. I would like to have this in a titanium, but that's just me. I'm weird. But this is probably some of the best micarta I've felt. Does anybody know if the Jutland is a Riot or a Italy? Because if it's Italy, they did a phenomenal. This detent is stupid. I mean, pops open, chamfering, crowning on the flipper tab, crowning on the spine, feel in the hands, crowning of the back spacer sticking up. The milky looking bead blasting on the screws and on the backspacer. By the way, that's the one thing I hate about my Sonoma is that brass backspacer. So this is unbelievably. By the way, the new knife they launched at Blade Show is going to be a winner for them. That thing, the Rio, really liked that at Blade Show. Very, very nice. I'm out of focus. Everybody say hello to Captain Dork over here. Where are you? Well, we're out of focus. We're just going to stay out of focus, apparently. Maybe you'll fix it. Focus on his face. It's out of focus. It's just staying that way. Let's see. Focus on my hand. There we go. Got it.
Nice.
Looks too thin. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They're 170 or 180. Michael, everybody used my link a lot at SMKW recently. It takes about 2 months to get the money. So, but I want one of these really bad. And unfortunately, I have to give this one away to y'all. I will be getting myself one. Yeah, the gold is going to go quick. I agree. Oh, that's fine, Andrew. I know you got a lot of knives going right now. No, it's not M390, Michael. It's LMAX. It's LMAX. Everybody's saying, hey, Trev, T-Rex. Look at all the T-Rexes. All right, let's do something real quick. Is PNW fun stuff still in here? All right, Trevor. Somebody sent a bunch of pins that they hand carved. This is a guy named Josh from PNW Fun Stuff, and he wants you to pick one. So we're going to go through these one at a time. And guys, we'll be giving a bunch of these away. But he wants Ashlyn and Trevor to have one, so they're going to have one. So now he even tells you this is Tennessee red cedar. You see the kind of the graining from the cedar here. You got kind of, they're really cool pins. They don't have pocket clips or anything, but they're just one you lay on your desk and use. Really cool. That's one of them. There's Purple Heart, which is a kind of wood. Mom had never heard of this, Trevor, but this is beautiful wood. It's got like a arrowhead kind of thing going on that one. This wood right here is ridiculous. This is called lace wood. Look at that. You see the grain?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Trevor's working in a cabinet shop, so he's working with wood all day long. Look at that. Really cool. Here's curly maple. Look at that.
That looks like everything we work with at the
Yeah,
shop.
a lot of maple, no doubt. And it's got kind of like a whoop. I don't know what you call it there at the end. You like my whoop? This is probably my favorite, and I ought to just take it for myself, but I'm not going to. This is black palm. Look at that. He carves them beautifully, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And then this one's really cool. This is Tennessee red cedar, and it's like a feather. Look at that.
I like that one.
You do? We'll set that over there. And then there's another one with a feather, but it's different. And this is African mahogany. Gosh, Josh, you do a phenomenal job on these. Then we have an owl on pine stained with black cherry.
Mom would love that one.
Yeah, I showed it to her. I don't know. We'll see. If she wants it, she can have it for sure. And then the last one is another one of these with kind of the, I don't know what you call that thing. It's like an arrowhead kind of thing. And that is Tennessee red cedar as well. So he wanted you to pick one out and Ash to pick one out. So if you want to pick one out, that's cool. And then I'll give most of these away. But you want the feather? Show them which one you picked. And that's made out of what wood? It's Tennessee red cedar. Very cool. Yep, very cool. Good carving on that. Excellent, excellent. I don't know if he's here or not. I have a GMX sitting on my table that I haven't opened yet. Been waiting since one knife of the year at Blade Show. Very cool, Renee. Open it up and let us know, man. Wife bought me a relative. Very cool. That's quite the Father's Day, Tori. Yeah, those pins are awesome. He really, when he said he was going to send them to me, I was like, dude, you're kidding, right? And he's like, nope. So, yeah, I'll be giving most of these away. I might have to take the black palm one myself. I hate to take one away from you guys. Yeah, it's called P&W Fun Stuff, but you know what? He doesn't sell the pins. He makes them to give away to people. He doesn't sell them. It's you know, he might at some point, but for now, by the way, they've all got these little, so if you're going to write with it, you got to pick that little, that one doesn't have one.
Every pen has that.
Well, that one doesn't.
Most pens.
Yeah. But, yeah, he does awesome stuff. Yeah, well, I'm going to give a bunch of them away. I'll let Ashlyn pick one. I probably won't because I want to give more away to you guys. I'll let Ash pick one, and then I'll give the rest away probably is what I'll do. Yeah, they're ridiculous, man. Crispy Critter. Want to thank the community. Yeah, man. Member for 2 months. Thank you so much. Where's my, there it is. Thank you so much. There is your Dalika salute. So how was work today? What'd you do? Tell everybody what you did today. Is Byron in here?
You're out of work? We're like out of work.
So you did all the drawers and everything? They're all done?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we painted the mailbox and cleaned windows and cleaned out the storage room and stuff like that.
Yeah, I asked him about selling them because I wanted to tell everybody, but he said he makes them to make people smile. He likes what we do as channels. That's why he sent them to us, because we make people smile, and he makes the pins to make people smile. He said he doesn't want to sell them. He wants to give them away. More power to him. That's pretty cool.
The writing quality is.
The writing quality.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, it is good. So thank you, Crispy, and welcome for sure.
Thank you.
P&W Fun Stuff. Josh.
Thank you, Josh.
Very cool. So we'll let Ash pick one as well. There you go. If he sold them, you'd smile, right, Tim? Well, maybe you got to win a giveaway, I guess. And Bluminati has been a member for 13 months. Very cool. TGIF. Where did it go? I got so many knives laying here.
Hey, Joe.
There is your, by the way, Jack Wolves are live. They are live as of about 5 minutes ago. Sorry, guys. So go get you a Gunslinger. There is your Dalika salute, Mr. Bluminati, sir. Yep. Well, dang, I want to smile. I love that. It's hilarious. Hey, Bobo, what's up, man? But so I did want to say one more thing. And again, none of this is in stone yet. I've got tons of microbursts still available on the site. If you do not have a microburst, please, by all means, go check one out. These are 7 inches of ergonomic mastery. Can I say that about my own knife?
I don't know what ergonomic means.
Feels good in the hand.
Nice.
Fits your hand well, dork. But yeah, go check these out. Both flavors, this one and this one, are available on my website. They might go to dealers. I'm trying to keep them all in though, because I'm weird.
He says flavors. Please don't eat them.
Yeah, don't eat them.
Yeah.
They would not go down through your gullet very well. Now I want to bring up one thing on this right here. This is the Jetstream. These will be coming sooner than later to a pre-order. None of this is set in stone. So if I change what I'm saying right now, I apologize in advance. But right now, these are the two flavors. Aha. Oops, not that one. Where'd it go? Where's my blue one? There. No. Where's my blue Jetstream?
I thought you shipped it out. Oh.
So these are the two varieties I'm looking to make these in. And there's been a couple of changes. Number one, at this point, unless I change my mind, the steel is going to be 154 cm. That is where I was leaning, and your vote just confirmed that. Now, second thing, do you see this milling right here? The milling lines, come on, focus, stupid camera. On the Kubi KB360 is what this is. There's milling lines that run diagonally. Come on, are you really not going to focus? Let's see. Let's get it really close and see if it focuses. What else are you focusing on?
The camera's just like you. It can't focus.
Yeah, well, I should give it some Ritalin. All right, it's not going to focus, but trust me, there are diagonal milling lines on that. You see the diagonal milling lines?
You can see it kind of.
I am adding that to these. At this point in time, that's my plan. And so that will have diagonal milling lines down here, and they're going to be $129.99 for the pre-order. You got it. $129.99 on the pre-order. Now they'll probably be $140 or maybe even $145 when they drop. And I'm not going to do two for deals this time. Okay, because I'm knocking the price down to make these attractive. And I think $130 plus shipping, of course. $130 for 154 cm and milled titanium. I think that sounds pretty phenomenal. So, Louis, they are titanium. What do you mean? These are titanium. The Jetstreams are titanium. So they're titanium and they're going to have that milling on them. So that's what we're doing. Yeah, I will, Tim. I will. I haven't got it there yet, but I will have it ready and you will be able to do that.
For now, buy a microburst.
Again, I am not doing a 2-pack. And the reason I've done the 2-packs and I've kept the prices a little higher when I do the 2-packs, so I have a little bit of room. Plus, there was some reasons pricing-wise from the manufacturer that the microburst had to be a little higher. But we've kind of sorted some of that out. Yeah, I'm excited. What'd you say, Trev?
I said buy a microburst.
Buy a microburst that'll help me get these out quicker. Seriously, I'm waiting a little while because I want to sell a bunch of microbursts before I do this. I need to sell more. We kind of had a flurry last Friday, and then it's just dried up. So buy a microburst. It'll help get the Jetstream out there quicker. Plus, I'm ordering prototypes on the next knife after the Jetstream. Oh, when I drew one yesterday, oh my gosh. I am so flippin' excited about this one. I'm going to show just Trevor, and you guys don't get to see it yet. Look at this thing.
It looks like a knife.
Thanks. You're supposed to be excited.
Oh, that's a hole.
Yeah, that is a hole. Look at that.
You dropped the knife.
Dang, snap it right there, man.
Is that all a pocket clip?
No. That's an inlay like the Fat Carbon right there. This is titanium, and that's this kind of thing. Yep. All right, you guys can't see it yet. Sorry. Because I got to tweak it. Do a package and add a microburst. Okay, so Rusty, here's my problem. I had pinions on the site when we were doing the microburst pre-order, and I got to tell you, it was really hard to do a pre-order and a live knife at the same time. With the system I'm on, it was Very, very cool, Jeremy. Jeremy has seen it. Dang schnabbit. Yes, you heard me. It was very hard to do a pre-order and a live knife at the same time. That's why I want to sell a bunch of microbursts now, because I think when I go live with the pre-order for the Jetstream, I'm going to take the microburst down. I can't. It got very confusing, and we made some mistakes we shouldn't have made because of the orders getting kind of confusing. And there were also a lot of people that ordered, like they ordered one microburst on the pre-order, and then they came back in 2 weeks and ordered a second microburst and a pinion, and it became very would you agree with that? The orders were very confusing.
Look at the orders. I just put them
Well, maybe that's why we had some screw ups, because
No.
you didn't look at the orders.
No.
Jeez.
Mom handed them to me, and they were supposed to be right when she handed them to me.
No, there's not. What is a bald man inlay? I don't know what that means. Very cool, Jim. Oh no, Tim. I have an idea for you. A way to sell microbursts. Sell 10 spots for 10. I don't know what that means. Oh, like and then draw. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. No, Stephen, I'm not. Look, there were 10 or 15. Please don't take it personally. Your order was fine. You do what you got to do, man. But and look, I'm never going to complain about an order. Hello, order 10 things if you want. Order them 10 different orders. That's not my point. I just need to find a way to keep it simple where we don't have a chance at messing it up. That's all I'm trying to say. It wasn't the boomers that was confused, Dopey. I was over changing pivots. It was the young people and my wife that were confused.
She's a boomer.
She's not a boomer. Don't say that.
She's the same age as you.
They want to know how your disc golf game is going. Joe does.
It's going pretty good.
He's been shooting around even lately.
Yeah, I'm playing in about 30 minutes.
Greg, good to know, man.
I was gonna ask if you wanted to come, but you probably have work.
When are you going?
3.
3 o'clock? Probably can't today. We've got a cookout with the staff tonight, and I'm gonna be cooking some stuff later this afternoon, so probably can't today.
Gotcha.
But we'll play tomorrow if you're available.
All right.
Okay.
I'm playing basketball at like 2:30, but
well, tomorrow 2:30.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. All right. Well, I don't know. I'd have to look into the legalities of a raffle, guys. I don't know all that crap, so I'll have to look it up. So I'll let you know if I end up doing that. But I'm probably going to sell some to dealers. I just don't like doing that. There's lots of reasons for that.
Did I tell you what I did with my microburst?
You took it to the beach.
No, the other day when we were at the lake, I filleted up like 10 crappie with a microburst.
Why didn't you take a video?
I don't know. But
Aren't you thinking?
It worked as a fillet knife.
Nice. The 2.5, the 3-inch fillet knife. I love it.
Yeah.
2 3/4, whatever. Yeah. Oh, very cool, Jeremy. Thank you. Yeah, we did a lot better for the pinions. There was something was different, and most of that, Jeremy, was because I was focused on switching pivots. If I had been focused on the packing, I think it would have been fine. They just kind of things didn't go quite as smooth.
4 orders.
There were 7. There were a total of 7.
You said 4.
There more came.
Oh.
Several people didn't get their scales. Several people didn't get their second knife.
Well, Mom
that
made
kind
them
of
out,
thing.
so it's not my fault.
Oh, you're gonna blame it on Mom
Yes,
now.
I am.
See what you're doing,
I'm
yeah.
gonna blame it on the person.
Greg? When you
use
use the either the pinion or the microburst, the more you use them, the more they break in. They really do. My pinion that I carry a lot, this thing will about kill you if you don't get out of the way. It is phenomenal.
This guy's been pinky flicking his pinion.
Pinky flicking?
Yeah, I'm loving the pinion.
Nice.
Found I could pinky flip it, and I can't stop.
I love it, man.
Try a pinky flip.
I am not. You want me to die? All right. Hold on. Let's see. Oh my gosh.
Hold it in frame.
This is gonna be bad. I gotta hold on to the knife. I can't. There's no way. I can I'm sure I can index flick it. Yeah. I can't pinky flick it. Sorry. All right, let's see if I hold on to it with 2 hands if I can do it. No.
He just sucks. There's several people.
Well, good for you guys. I can't. Good for you guys. We don't want you to die, but we do want to see you drop the knife. No, we don't. By the way, if you like the fidgetability, where'd it go? If you like the fidgetiness of the pinion, you're gonna love the Jetstream. This thing, you want to talk about drop? You better get the crap out of the way for this guy. And again, I'm holding it up. It just drops. And let's see, maybe I can pinky flick this one. Let's see. Nope, not happening. The pinky thing is not happening for me. I could do this finger. So here's what it is. Can you middle finger flick the Jetstream? Like, do it over the table. Yeah, not bad. You'll get it. Yeah, there you go. And you suck at middle finger flicking, so that's pretty good.
The pinion and the Jetstream are the only ones I can do. Really.
Yep.
Like, what's this thing?
That one's got a tight. Hey, the Ace Jutland.
Oh, that lock is terrible.
The lock is terrible? Yeah, there's not great access to it.
Screw that.
All right, well, I'm on really late here, and I got an upside down pinky. What do we mean? Upside down pinky? Oh, Lord, don't get me started doing something that's going to get me hurt. Yeah, oh, Tori, you better be nice. No, I'm grilling for the staff of where I work tonight, so that'll be supper tonight. We're making Philly cheesesteaks and all the crap that goes with them tonight on a Blackstone. So, yep, I'll be doing that in a little bit. That would be pretty cool, Greg. That would be pretty cool. I've already got a couple of fixed blades drawn, but that would be pretty cool. Many places are already sold out of gold and purple gunslingers. Wow. And I'm not kidding, guys. Ergonomically, this Ace Jutland is fantastic. This is one of the best knives I've felt in the hand in a long time. I will be buying one. I don't know when, but I will be buying one. But this one will be given away. Makes me sad. Come on, guys. Only 7 likes. Is that really right?
Dad.
Hit the like button. What's wrong with you guys?
Dad.
What?
I got $600 on my paycheck, and after taxes.
Why are you telling everybody how much was on your paycheck?
Because I don't have it anymore.
Okay. After taxes and your car repair.
After taxes and my car repair, I got like $90.
$90. That's nice. Yeah, he had I don't know if you call it a CV joint, but basically the tie rod arm joint blew out on the Jeep. So, yep. Oh, yay, Dopey. Stop showing off, man. 46 likes. All right, we'll take that. That's better. Very good. Tactical Terry, what's up, man? Good to see everybody. What else did I just wanted to talk about this guy. If you like the KU322 and you don't have a KB360 yet, definitely consider it. This thing is very nice. Contoured scales, titanium. They come in like 5 or 6 flavors. Very well done. And I got this. It was listed as $125, but when you put it in your cart, it changes to $100. So this is $100. No joke. Free shipping, $100. Yes. So very cool. And I got the Kaiser Veritas in, and this one actually feels great in the hand. Really digging this. Cannot wait to do the review on that. Detent's a little soft. And then, of course, one more time for this, do not forget Tuesday, the Kershaw Iridium in titanium and 20 CV, $170 only on Kershaw's website. It does still have a tiny bit of stick on the axis lock, but it's almost gone now. It will probably, the more I work with, it's literally almost gone. So
this dude said he put skiffs in his pinion and self-tuned it, and it sings upon opening.
Ooh, nice. I see that. That's cool. Yeah, some of them sing and some don't. They don't all. Greg, I don't know. You'd have to ask Kubi. I hope they do. Yeah, it's Brian. It's definitely worth $100. There's a couple things. Lock bar access is not great on this. I wish they'd give us a little bit more of a chamfer there. I'm still not a fan of this flipper tab, the shape of it. It works well, but overall, this knife is the value, period. I mean, phenomenal. And don't forget the Clydesdale is still available over at New Breed EDC for pre-orders. Don't forget that. Don't forget it.
I forgot.
You forgot already?
Yep.
Geez, we just talked about it.
What was
You've
it
got a
again?
basketball shirt and a camo people hat, and you're hip and happening, man.
I woke up at 6 a.m. I just grabbed stuff.
You don't set it out the night before? What's wrong
I
with
usually
you?
do. I forgot to last night.
It's China, El Cap. It's definitely made in China. I looked it up immediately. It sounds like some of the parts are U.S. and then they're assembled / made in China. So again, I still say somebody show me a titanium, because there were people saying, oh, it should be 125. Somebody show me a 20 CV titanium knife for under $160. I haven't seen one. So 170 doesn't feel bad to me. It feels like where a 20 CV knife should be. And by the way, if this were a Benchmade, it would be 280. Okay. So now it is made in the USA. I get it. And this is made in China, but still, this is pretty good. This is really good. It's up to you if it's something you want, but I don't have a problem with it. I don't even know how to, Kaimano, is that how you say it? On the next week, yeah. Fisherman's Multi-Tool, SOG Aegis MT, very cool. All right, we are way late, and I got to get back to voice China. I did see where Vostit is doing a compression lock. I saw that. Very cool. See ya, oh father. Have a great one, man. Mid-year review. I hope that goes well for you, my friend. Benchmade would be 600. Yes, it would. All right, so I've got to wrap it up. Okay, real quick. I almost forgot something important. Monday night KF Live is going to be a little bit different. TC from Smoky Mountain Knife Works is going to join us. And here's what I want you guys. You have homework between now and Monday night. Be reasonable. Don't be weird. But what we want is we're basically going to be your shopping helpers, okay? So you come to us with, I have this much to spend. I'm going to do this with the knife. I like this kind of lock. And then we're going to come back to you with thoughts on what knives might work. And then we're also going to ask folks in the chat to chime in and help as well. So definitely come prepared. It's going to be fun. TC's join us. And then on the 10th of July, our friends from Crispy Donut Community are going to join on here. That's the name of a knife company, Crispy Donut Community.
Do they make donuts?
They make knives that have sprinkles on them.
But do they make donuts?
They do not make donuts. They make donut knives.
False advertisement.
If you, again, back to flavors. If you bite their donuts, you would hurt your teeth. Yeah, we'll need your help, Tim. We'll need your help, man.
And
that's why you're a mod.
Just so y'all know, the knife trivia has been ready. The knife trivia questions have been ready for a month.
I can't get Kevin. We're going to have to pick somebody else. I can't get Kevin. He keeps wanting to do it on his channel. And I'm like, no, this is like my thing. My son came up with it. So I might have to pick somebody else to go up against, and we'll schedule it. Because Kevin's like hard to schedule with. He's like every night dealing with his daughter and everything else, and he never has time to do it. So,
I'd like to get it done like this weekend, because then I work again.
We'll see. I don't know. Just chill. All right. And then, by the way, I'm going to tell you guys this now. There is a lady, her name is Scarlett, or Mrs. Knives Fast to You, who has been dealing with this piece of work for 30 years as of Monday the 26th, okay? So it's a Monday, and it's our anniversary, our 30th anniversary. I will not be here. You can come, you can sing and shout. I will not be here on Monday the 26th. I will be thanking my wife for putting up with me for 30 years. So
wait, June 26th?
Yeah, July 26th. June 26th. What are we talking about? Okay. You don't know when my anniversary is?
No, I don't.
What's wrong with
It's
you?
not my anniversary.
Good Lord. I didn't say I'm going to buy them, Tim. Oh, there you go. We're going to spend their money. I got you. Because I ain't doing it. I ain't got no money. So there will not be a live on the 26th. There will be a live this Monday with TC. The next Monday, there will not be a live. And there will be on July 3rd. And July 10th will be Crispy Donut people. Oh, David, that's cool. Again, sorry for your loss, but at the same point, very cool that we share that date. All right, so I've got to wrap it up because I got some work to do, and then I got to cut a bunch of stuff up to get ready for grilling. So you guys have a good one, and if you haven't gotten a Jack Wolf Gunslinger yet, definitely go check them out. Very, very cool. Did you get one? You got $300 after paying $400 and something for your car to be fixed.
That's $300.
What are you gonna do?
Is it made out of gold?
No, it's made out of titanium and S90V steel.
Oh. I haven't held it. It might be nice.
Don't drop it on me.
Personally, I don't care how good a knife is.
Be careful.
I wouldn't spend more than like $80 on it.
You're not. You
How
make
do you
me nervous.
open that?
Do that. Middle finger flick with your fingernail in that slot. Like this, dope.
Oh, I was trying to use like the flipper.
Well,
thing.
yeah, this is a front flipper, so you do like this. Whoops. Like that.
If you failed doing it, then...
Well, I'm a boomer, as everybody says, so... Yeah, there you go. No. Could you not wave that near me?
There's like a whole body.
I need my body. I'm covering my man parts. All right. We're coming up at 30. Very cool, Grom. Ah, yeah. Well, you're fine, JB. I'm wrapping it up, but I appreciate you stopping by. We've had a good time. We have been on for about 30 or 45 minutes. That was really cool. Big Red. Everybody's saying JB. It's Red Friday, so that's right up Red Finch Friday, right up JB's alley. All right, guys, I got to wrap it up. I got to get back to work. I got stuff to do and things to be and places to go and I don't know, something. What are you going to eat for dinner tonight since we're not going to be here to make you dinner?
Probably scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs! Woo, we got brown eggs up there.
I know. I just had sausage. I ate the last 4 sausage patties I made a sandwich with.
That sounds very healthy.
Sandwich with 4 sausage patties, 2 eggs, and 2 slices of cheese on it.
You need to, since you like breakfast so much, you need to go with me to that place Mom and I eat at, First Watch. Have you been there yet? It's like a brunch breakfast kind of place. Very, very cool.
It looks too high class for me.
It is a little high class for you, but it's very good. All right. See everybody. Don't forget SKL tomorrow. Don't forget Bees live at the Hive tonight. He has a jet stream. So hopefully, and so does JB. Hopefully they'll show them off on their lives. I need to tell you, JB and Bees, I need to tell them where they go next. I'm still waiting for a bunch of people to get back to me. It seems like everybody's like slammed right now or something. I don't know what's happening. And I missed a phone call. So, all right, I got to go, guys. I am very late. And I hope you guys all have a good one. And that's interesting.
Look at the camera if you're going to outro.
Yeah, I am outroing. Yeah, First Watch is pretty good. Yeah, I've got the same thing all 3 times I've been there. Just it's I think it's called like home style hash or something. Very good. This is very good. All right, guys. So definitely check out SKL tomorrow night. Check out Bees tonight. Check out Zach and Tri-State and everybody on Sunday. And then we'll see you Monday night. And thank you guys for all your support. And give us a thumbs up and a comment. And thank you so much for watching.
The Knives Fast channel.
Woo!
Buy a microburst.
Buy a microburst. Goodbye. Later, guys.